Hi there, and welcome back to Social Life and Peel. Today on our show, we have a quadruple threat. He sings, he dances, he acts, and oh yeah, he writes too. And I'm here to talk all about his new memoir. Welcome to the show, Tasos Nikopoulos.
Hi there. Thank you for having me. Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so a book. That's a big deal. What made you want to write a book?
I had, over the past 10 or 15 years, I've been singing, dancing, and acting, and I've been keeping a journal of my experiences. And I sit down at the end of every month and I write a small essay around everything that I do. And I always, at some point, wanted to put it together and write a book and share my experiences with the world. So I finally sat down and did it. I had all this paperwork and I put it together.
That's great. Yeah, sure, go ahead.
So the book comes after your experiences as a dancer, as a performer. What kind of experiences have you had, and what finds its way into the book?
What I've done is it just talks about my ups and downs in the businesses, auditions. I had a small dealing with Dancing with the Stars in Greece. I had a dealing I've gone to a couple of book signings of Nia Vardalos, who I'm a big fan of, and then it shows my ballroom and Latin dancing career as well. I've been in competitions, I've won a couple of stuff, but it also shows a lot of the downside of the business too, because it can get very tough. And so what I've done through the book is that I put my experiences in the book, and I tied the conclusion to motivate people to chase life and live their dreams. And I hope through my story it'll encourage people to get up and go do something that they want to do in life.
That's great. And how long did it take you to write this?
Like I said, it took me 10 years of material. And then what I did,
putting it together.
I took the entire month of December off of 2014. 2013. I put it all together, and then it took about I put all my journals, and then it took about 6 months to bring it to kind of a nice level, to present it to a company and move forward. So all in all, I think it took about a good 9 months.
Too shabby.
Was there a big impetus for you to do it now? It was something you always wanted to do. Why now?
I think it's why now because I have a message to give to people. I want to encourage people through my story. I want to help people through my story, and I think it's something that will bring me to the next level of my career. I started going to communities and organizations, and I get them to sell 50 to 100 books. I do a 15-minute motivational talk, and I get to deliver my messages out, and I donate 60% of the book proceeds back to their community or organization of their choice.
And how hard was it to follow your passion, especially in the arts? It's kind of a risky business.
Oh, it's risky and it's tough. This business is full of rejection. You just gotta smile, grin, and bear it, and always know that there's always going to be something that's not the right person, you're not the right role, but you just got to be strong and keep moving forward, and you really have to love it.
Yeah. And you mentioned that you went through some hardships along the process. Do you want to expand on any of those?
Hardships, going to auditions and being told that you're not good enough, get out of the business, or even they'll say anything sometimes to you. So,
yeah.
Now, as you said, it's an industry where you deal with a lot of rejection, a lot of hurt feelings a lot of the time. Does writing the journal and consistently writing the journal, does it help to get over some of that feeling? Is it more for reflection? Or why did you start in the first place writing your thoughts down?
Because I've done so much. I'm all over the place. I sing, I dance, I act, I write. I've done tricks with fire. I've done, I have 2 degrees in archaeology photography. I do all these things. And a relative of mine had said to me once, many years ago, he said, Taso, you really should start recording what you're doing. So I sat down and I was like, wow, this guy's right. So I started to journal all of my experiences and put it in a book, and I have something to look back on. And he said to me, when you're my age, you can look back on your book, and he's in his 80s, and remember what you did in your youth.
So it's a form of therapy also for you. Can you give us a little preview of the book? A little exclusive?
Exclusive. Oh, yeah. Like I said, I had this bright idea. I wanted to meet Nia Vardalos. She's the one who did my Big Fat Greek Wedding. And I wanted to get my book to someone who's, I guess, a celebrity status. So I had gone to a couple of her interviews. I managed to speak to her. I managed to give her my information, that she's a great individual. That's a positive note. I'll tell you a negative note. I did a show once in front of about 50 people. It was a small show, and my entire pants just exploded and ripped.
Now, how does that happen?
It just happens. It's ballroom. It's overuse of ballroom clothing.
And out of all the things that you do, what is your strength?
My strength is my dancing. And I would say my dancing and singing as well. So. How
did you discover that you were good at those things? Because I always think I'm a good singer, but that's not what people say to me. So.
How did I just? Wow. I took lessons. I got good feedback from my instructors. And the most important feedback I found was people that you were performing for the audience. And when you hear them say that you're good, or they enjoyed it, or they got something out of what you did, it kind of makes you feel like you're good, right?
Yeah.
You mentioned you were on, was it a Greek reality television show?
Oh, with Dancing with the Stars.
The Dancing with the Stars, the Greek version.
Yeah.
Is the Greek version a lot like the American version that we're used to?
It's a lot like this. It's pretty much run the same way. They have a judging panel, they have stars, they have dancers, and they all dance together.
So were you one of the dancers then?
I was supposed to be. Some stuff happened. The show fell through, and it didn't work out.
I picture a lot of glass breaking, people yelling "Opa."
No, not quite. But they use all the 10 ballroom and Latin dances in their show.
What's next for you?
What's next? I continue going to auditions, and I go to auditions regularly. I do a lot of background work. I do, I was on TV a couple of times this year, and I want this book to push me forward and hopefully be successful as I want it to be, and bring all three of my my careers forward as a singer, dancer, and actor.
For people who might be in a situation like yours in the arts, and it can be very, very hard on you, as you said, rejection sort of par for the course, what message do you have for those people that might be feeling, maybe this isn't for me?
Just keep at it. Keep plugging away. There's going to be something. There's something for everybody in this business. It's hard. I know it's hard, and the rejection is a killer, and most of it is rejection, but just keep plugging away at it. I think where there's a will, there's a way, and doors open. Keep talking to people, and always talk to people, because they'll give you ideas, and their ideas might open more doors for you.
And how can you find a really good agent?
Agents are tough to find. You have to do your research. You can go through ACTRA, which is the Actors Association, and they have a list of really good agents who to deal with throughout Ontario and Canada.
Now, if people want to buy your book or book you for a speech, how can they do that?
They can go find me on Twitter at tasosnikopoulos.com. They can find me on Facebook. They can go on my website, and they can find me on any one of those things. And always.
They're very accessible.
Absolutely.
Has the feedback been good for the book so far?
Yeah, so far I've done okay with it. I've got some pretty good feedback. Since November, I've had 4 book events. I have one next week, and I'm participating in 3 festivals over the next 3 months, and I have 2 more events in the process to organize.
Okay, great. That's amazing. Thank you so much for coming by our show, Tasos.
Thank you very much for having me.
Stay tuned on Social Life and Peel. We'll be back.